What's up, everyone? You know, anime was supposed to be our escape, our shared passion. But lately, it feels like we're the ones destroying what we love. From gatekeeping newcomers to harassing creators, every week there's a new controversy tearing us apart. Today, we're talking about why the anime community is destroying itself. We'll look at the real toxic behaviors with recent examples, but more importantly, how we can fix this. Because I still believe we can be better. Let's get into it. First up, let's talk about something that probably every anime fan has witnessed or participated in: power scaling wars and fandom rivalries. If you've spent any time on Reddit, Comic Vine, or similar forums, you've definitely seen this in action. Fans love to compare characters from different universes. Who would win in a fight between Goku and Naruto? Ichigo versus Luffy? Saitama against literally anyone? At first, these comparisons can be fun and spark interesting discussions about different power systems and abilities. But here's where it gets toxic. Instead of using reasoning and evidence, fans quickly abandon logic in favor of insults. They'll label characters as mid, which is internet slang for average or unworthy, without providing any thoughtful arguments. Others will dismiss entire series as trash without explaining why. This approach doesn't just shut down conversation. It drives away fans who genuinely want to engage in interesting debates. One of the most prominent examples of this toxicity is the ongoing rivalry between Naruto and Bleach fans. On discussion threads, Naruto supporters will accuse Bleach of copying creative ideas or reusing tired tropes. Bleach fans fire back by mocking Naruto's story arcs and character development. These exchanges rarely stay respectful and almost always spiral into name-calling rather than constructive discussion. What could be a chance to explore differences in storytelling, world-building, or character design instead becomes a hostile environment that benefits absolutely no one. But it gets worse. Some users specifically seek out threads about series they dislike just to criticize them. Instead of focusing on content they actually enjoy, they spend their energy trying to provoke reactions from fans of other series. This behavior creates a culture where aggressive banter is not just tolerated but expected. It completely undermines the sense of community that these forums were meant to foster. The real tragedy here is what gets lost in all this noise. When insults dominate discussions, the thoughtful and analytical voices get drowned out. Fans who might want to share in-depth ideas about symbolism, character development, themes, or cultural context are less likely to participate because they know the thread will just get derailed by pointless arguments. Over time, this discourages meaningful participation and lowers the quality of discussions across the entire community. And let's not forget how this affects newcomers to anime and manga. Imagine you're just getting into the medium, excited to join discussions about shows you're discovering. But instead of finding a welcoming community, you stumble into threads full of insults between rival fan groups. Instead of feeling welcomed into a space that shares your interests, you feel alienated and pressured to choose sides in arguments you don't even understand. This creates an incredibly unwelcoming atmosphere that goes against everything fandom should represent. The solution here is to remember that this isn't a competition. You can love a show without tearing another one down. If you disagree with someone's power scaling argument, present your evidence respectfully. Discuss feats, abilities, and context instead of resorting to insults. And if you see toxic behavior happening, call it out. Don't let the loudest, most aggressive voices dominate the conversation. Now let's talk about another classic problem that's been around since the dawn of online forums, but has gotten so much worse with social media: gatekeeping and elitism. You've seen it, I've seen it, we've all seen it. Someone new comes into a discussion, excited about a show they just discovered, and they're immediately shut down. Oh, you've only seen the anime? You're not a real fan until you've read the manga. Or, you like that show? That's for casuals. It's this idea that there's a right and a wrong way to be an anime fan, and only a select few get to decide what that is. A perfect example of this is the endless debate around Fullmetal Alchemist. The 2003 version and the 2009 Brotherhood adaptation are both incredible shows, but they tell different stories. Yet for years, a vocal part of the community has insisted that you're not a true fan if you prefer the 2003 version. It's absurd. No one can decide what the real anime experience is, because anime is art, and art is subjective. This elitism has even created terms like anime tourist to describe people who are new to the medium. Instead of welcoming them, we label them as outsiders. Think about how counterproductive that is. We all want anime to grow and succeed, but how can we expect that to happen if we're building a wall around our community and telling people they're not welcome? The solution here is simple, but it requires a conscious effort from all of us. If you see someone new to anime, welcome them. Recommend them a show. Ask them what they've enjoyed so far. Don't be the reason someone's excitement for this amazing medium dies before it even has a chance to grow. Instead of quizzing them, guide them. Create a starter pack of recommendations. Let's be ambassadors, not guards. But gatekeeping, as toxic as it is, pales in comparison to what comes next. Let's talk about the harassment that's becoming terrifyingly common in our community. It's one thing to criticize a show. It's another thing entirely to launch targeted harassment campaigns against the people who bring these shows to life. I'm talking about the voice actors, the animators, the directors, the human beings who pour their hearts and souls into their work, only to be met with death threats and abuse. A chilling example from earlier this year is what happened to Christina V, the talented voice actress behind characters in Hunter x Hunter and Konosuba. She was falsely labeled as a Zionist by a user on Twitter. This single false accusation sparked a massive wave of harassment. We're talking hateful messages, doxing, and even death threats. The original accuser eventually retracted their statement and apologized, but the damage was done. Christina V, an integral part of our community, was forced to permanently delete her Twitter account to protect her mental health. This isn't an isolated incident. We've seen similar harassment campaigns against the English VA for Okarun and Dandadan over fan art, and countless other creators who are bullied off social media for the smallest perceived slight. This isn't criticism. This is abuse, and it has real-world consequences. It drives talented people away from the industry. It creates a climate of fear, and it makes it harder for creators to engage with their fans. We are actively poisoning the well from which we drink. The impact of this behavior is devastating. It leads to burnout, anxiety, and depression among creators. It discourages new talent from entering the industry, and it ultimately results in a less diverse and creative anime landscape for all of us. So, what's the solution? First, we need to stop amplifying the hate. Don't engage with the trolls. Don't share the hateful posts, even to condemn them. Report them, block them, starve them of the attention they crave. Second, and more importantly, we need to be louder with our support. When you see a creator being harassed, flood their mentions with positive messages. Let them know that the toxic minority doesn't speak for all of us. A little bit of love can go a long way in drowning out the hate. And let's not forget the age-old battle of subs versus dubs. This is one of the most persistent and frankly pointless conflicts in the anime community. For decades, a vocal minority of sub-purists has looked down on anyone who prefers to watch anime dubbed in their native language. They'll claim that dubs are inferior, that they ruin the original artistic intent, and that you're not a real fan if you watch them. Look, there are valid reasons to prefer one over the other. Some people want to hear the original Japanese voice actors and feel it preserves the creator's vision. Others want to be able to watch the animation without having to read subtitles, especially during action scenes. Both are perfectly valid choices. And yet, this debate continues to be a source of toxicity and harassment. Dub voice actors have been harassed online simply for doing their jobs. Fans have been bullied for admitting they prefer dubs. It's a level of gatekeeping that is completely unnecessary. The solution here is to simply let people enjoy things. It's that easy. If you prefer subs, great. If you prefer dubs, also great. It's not a reflection of your love for anime or your intelligence or your cultural awareness. And with companies like Crunchyroll reporting that more and more fans are choosing to watch dubbed anime, it's clear that this is a preference that's here to stay. It's time to put this pointless war to rest. Now let's talk about a more subtle but equally destructive force: the echo chamber and lack of critical thinking. Social media algorithms are designed to show us more of what we already like and agree with. This creates echo chambers where we're only exposed to opinions that reinforce our own. In the anime community, this means that if you're in a particular fandom, you're likely to only see positive opinions about that show and negative opinions about its rivals. This leads to a dangerous lack of critical thinking. We stop evaluating shows based on their own merits and start judging them based on what our online tribe tells us to think. It's why you see so many people blindly defending a show's obvious flaws or attacking a show they've never even watched. They're not forming their own opinions. They're just repeating what they've heard in their echo chamber. This is exactly how misinformation spreads so quickly in our community. A false rumor about a creator or a show can go viral in a matter of hours because no one stops to question it or verify the information. We see this with the harassment campaigns we talked about earlier. A single false accusation can ruin a person's career because it gets amplified within an echo chamber that's already primed to believe the worst about certain people or groups. The solution here is to actively seek out different perspectives. Follow people who have different tastes than you. Read reviews from a variety of sources, not just the ones that confirm what you already think. And most importantly, think for yourself. Don't let your opinion be dictated by the loudest voices in your feed. It's okay to like a show that other people don't. It's also okay to criticize a show that everyone else loves. Your opinion is your own, and it's valid. So, where does that leave us? Power scaling wars, gatekeeping, harassment, fandom rivalries, and echo chambers? It's a bleak picture, and it's easy to feel hopeless, to think that this is just how things are now. But I don't believe that. I can't. The anime community isn't a monolith. It's made up of millions of individuals, and that means each and every one of us has the power to make a difference. It starts with how we treat each other. It starts with choosing empathy over anger, discussion over division, and support over harassment. It starts with breaking out of our echo chambers and thinking critically about the media we consume and the information we share. We need to remember why we fell in love with anime in the first place. For the stories that moved us, for the art that inspired us, for the way these shows made us feel less alone in the world. We need to channel that passion into building a community that's as amazing as the shows we watch. A community that's welcoming, supportive, and safe for everyone, whether they're longtime fans or just discovering anime for the first time. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take a lot of work from all of us. But I believe we can do it. I have to believe it, because the alternative is watching something we love destroy itself from the inside out. That's all for me today, everyone. I know this was a heavy topic, but it's one I felt we needed to talk about. I want to know what you think. Have you experienced any of this toxicity? Do you have ideas for how we can make our community better? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be reading and replying to as many as I can. If you found this video helpful or thought-provoking, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more deep dives into anime culture. And if you know someone who needs to hear this message, share this video with them. Sometimes the best way to fight toxicity is just to spread a little more positivity. Until next time, stay passionate, stay positive, and let's build a better anime community together.